Socialogue provides a number of charts which allow you to better understand your community, the content that you are publishing, and the impact that this content is having on traffic to your website. Community. The first chart in the community section is community size. We calculate your community size by adding the number of likes for a specific Facebook page to the number of Twitter followers. Community growth rate. This chart helps you determine whether or not your community growth rate is increasing or decreasing over time. Community interactions. This chart looks at the overall community interactions over time. This includes the number of comments, click-throughs, likes, posts, public stream brand mentions, tweets, and retweets. A nice aspect of this chart is that you can see a graphical representation of your community interactions in the top half of the page, and then you can filter for a specific daily activity on the lower half of the page. For example, this is useful for when there is a spike in activity. You can immediately filter all posts by the date of that spike in activity and see the specific content that created the spike. This chart also gives you the ability to interact directly with your community. You can favorite, tweet, or retweet a Twitter post, and you can like or comment on a Facebook post. Community attributes. The community attributes chart helps you to understand how your community members describe themselves. This chart is extremely useful in helping you to determine who your community members are. For Facebook, in order to determine community attributes, we calculate the frequency of words in the bios of friends and fans. For Twitter followers, we calculate the frequency of words in the bios of followers. It is important to note the difference between community attributes and mentioner attributes. Community attributes are specifically for those individuals who are fans or followers of your brand. On the other hand, mentioner attributes, which is a chart located in the Listen section, identifies the attributes of persons who have mentioned your brand on Facebook or Twitter. A person who mentions your brand may or may not be a fan or a follower. On the other hand, you may have a fan or a follower who never mentions your brand in a post. Facebook followers. Based on Facebook Insights data, we are able to calculate the total number of Facebook followers for your Facebook page, as well as some basic demographic data, such as gender and age. Measure content. Another aspect of engagement is enabling an understanding of what part of your social media is getting the most reaction. In other words, is my content working? Through our content measurement charts, we aggregate the way people talk about your brand and the relative activity and topics around your brand. Content frequency. The content frequency chart helps you to determine whether or not your organization is posting and engaging. As a manager or someone who is concerned about the performance of a marketing campaign, this chart is useful in that it shows you how frequently or infrequently your company is providing fresh content to its communities. This chart displays a timeline that for a given period of time displays the total number of Facebook posts and Twitter tweets that a page owner makes. This chart also gives you the ability to filter those mentioned specific date and to interact directly with your community. You can favorite, tweet, or retweet a Twitter post, and you can like or comment on a Facebook post. The popular content chart helps you to determine which of your content has gotten the most reaction over time. This chart helps you to determine what content is working and what content you should publish more of, or less of. We calculate the popularity of content by adding the number of comments, likes, and click-throughs specific to a page owner's Facebook page. For Twitter, we calculate the popularity of content by adding the number of retweets and click-throughs specific to an account owner's tweets. It is important to realize that our popular content charts are looking only at content that was specifically posted by the page owner or account owner. Content clicks. The content click charts displays the number of times that a shared URL in a page owner post or tweet has been clicked. This chart shows the interaction of community members with a poster's content. It is useful in identifying the popularity and interest of URLs that have been shared with the community members through Facebook or Twitter. This information is calculated either by accessing the user's Bitly account or Socialogue's own in-house Bitly account. Impact. The impact chart helps to tell you what your social media efforts are doing in terms of generating site traffic. The impact chart tells you if your social media activity is actually resulting in people coming to your main website. We don't look at just the places where you're managing a presence, that is, the social media networks which you entered for your brand. We look at all the social media points of presence on the web that are generating traffic to your website, even if you do not have a presence on those sites. This can help you decide whether or not you want to make an effort in actively managing your presence on one of these other social media networks. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any questions, please contact us at support@socialogue.com.